Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm on my own, as you can tell, because I'm going to be talking about my experience meeting Ariana Grande. I met all of her dancers. I mean, I didn't get a picture with everyone because they were running quite late to leave to go to the venue, but I did get a picture with Brian, Scott and Matty, which I will put up right now so you can see it. Honestly, I was so excited and so happy that I met the twins. You know, I literally started shaking and Brian had to take the photo of me because it was just mad. Like, I was so in shock that I actually saw them. Yeah, I mean, I had the choice between Manchester and London, and I ended up going with Manchester. You know, it's a place I've never been to before. I went down on the Sunday of the 21st. And so as we were walking around, I think it was like early evening times, we were walking through this tunnel and we walked past this girl. Ewan was like, I swear that was Bia, and obviously Bia was Ariana's supporting artist, and he was like, I swear that's Bia, and I was like, are you sure? Like, was it actually her? Like, come on, she was on her own. But we turned around anyway, started walking towards her because she turned around and was walking towards us, so obviously she was lost. We went to her and it was actually Bia. So I'll say we hung out for probably 10-15 minutes. You know, we took a couple pictures. She had her own little photo shoot, which was really cool. I'm going to show you the picture I have with her right now. So yeah, after, you know, meeting Bia and everything, I went back to my hotel, tried to get an early night's rest, and it didn't happen because I was too excited for the next day. I got up, got ready, I then checked out of my hotel and checked into another hotel which was a lot closer to the venue. So I went to that hotel, checked in, left probably 15 minutes later. I went straight to the venue, so I got to the venue quite early. So yeah, as we queued up for, you know, our check-in point, we were there for so long, it just dragged and dragged forever. And I think they were running late because we didn't go in at the time they told us to. So it was a bit unorganised, but you know, when they finally decided to let us in and we went to the front seating area for the soundcheck Q&A section to start, and then all the dancers started coming out, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually it, we're gonna get to see her. And then she walked out last, and she was the tiniest human ever. She's literally the cutest person in the world. So they went round onto like the runway section of the stage, and you know, everyone introduced themselves, and then, you know, they played a few games with us. People could win like bags or a t-shirt and things like that. After that, we went to the entrance to go on the backstage tour. At this point, Bia was on stage doing her sound check, and obviously I was like, oh my god, my fave. So when she came off before we went to do the backstage tour. She came off, and you know, I presented myself. I was like, hi, do you remember me? We met yesterday. And she was like, oh my god, yeah, how are you? And gave me the biggest hug ever. And then obviously she went off to do her thing. So then when we was doing the backstage tour, we got to see the bikes for side to side, and we got to see, you know, how things work. And it wasn't that long, but obviously it's nice to see behind the scenes, and we got to see all the dressing rooms and Ariana's dressing room, and it was really, really cool. So then after the backstage tour, we had to go to another part of the venue and line up for meet and greet. So when it was my turn to meet her, before I even walked in the curtains, I took a deep breath, calmed myself down, and was like, okay, I can do this. And then I walked in, and she was already there with her arms wide open to give me a hug, and I said hi in the highest pitched voice. It was so embarrassing, but didn't really care. So I gave her a hug, and she's literally so small. Like, she's my height, but she's tiny. She's really, really small. So gave her a hug and everything, and then I was just talking about how gorgeous she was. I couldn't even believe it. Like, everybody knows how stunning she is, but in person she is like unbelievable, and she's so sweet. Like, yeah, the meet and greet was kind of rushed. I'd say you probably in there 20 seconds if that, but you know, even just those few seconds, it's still more than, you know, you had like 2 minutes ago. So obviously, no matter how long it was, you know, that is something that I will cherish forever, and I'm not going to complain about how long it was because I was able to meet her. And Alfredo has been one of my faves, obviously, through Bieber. I'm a big Bieber fan. So when I saw him, I was like, oh my god, it's Alfredo. But he's also really small as well. I was like, oh my god, this is so weird. But this is my meet and greet photo with Ariana. But I will put it up now to make it bigger and everything anyway. So yeah, as I, you know, left, I felt myself getting worked up. I was like, okay, I can cry now. I was like, I can let it all out. But I didn't cry. I was very proud of myself. So after that, I went to go and get merch. I did miss Victoria's set, but I wanted to get merch before the end of the show, which you know, now thinking back, I'm really glad that I went before. So I went to get some merch and everything, and then I got back just as Victoria finished, you know, found my seat and everything. Then when Bia came on, you know, she was killing it, obviously, I mean, come on. And she noticed me in the crowd, which was like so cool. So obviously when Bia was finished, then the countdown started, and I was like, oh my god, it's actually gonna happen, I'm finally gonna get to see her live. So then, you know, when she came on and everything, it was obviously, everybody knows how talented she is as an artist, but she's really talented as a performer overall as well. You know, the fact that she can dance as good as she does in her like 27-inch heels and sing without sounding out of breath, and you know, she didn't slip once. You know, she's such a good performer. Like, if anyone hasn't seen her before and you have the chance to go see her, like, you have to see her. She is incredible. So yeah, when she finished singing Dangerous Woman, I'd say it was about less than a minute afterwards. You know, the lights came on, everyone was like starting to leave, and there was this like really loud like bang, but it was like a rumble from the back of the arena, because I was in black A, I was at the front, so everyone like immediately turned round like to look towards the sound, and the whole arena was silent for at least 5 seconds. No one moved an inch, and then everyone in the stalls, you know, the seats at the top of the arena at the back, just spread. Everyone started screaming and crying, so us on, you know, on the ground automatically started running like furthest away from the back. But we tried to get backstage, and the actual arena security wouldn't let us. They said, first they said it was one of her balloons that came, you know, come down in the Sometimes performance, but yes, those balloons are huge, but no matter what, it's not going to actually shake the arena the way it did. And then the next thing they said was, oh, it might have just been one of the speakers, but even that wouldn't have shook the arena the way it did. And there was this security guard at the very top calling down to the ones who were below ground, like around us, and said that they needed to, you know, come up to the top and basically see what was going on. So straight away in my head was like, okay, I need to find my friend and I need to get out of here, and I'm going in the complete opposite direction. I was like, I'm not going that way, I'm going to go this way. So, you know, as we've walked out, we've had to go up the stairs, and as we've gone up, there was this alarm, and it was just getting louder and louder and louder. As we've walked out now, there are people everywhere. The roads are completely blocked by bodies. There was police, there was ambulance, the bomb squad was there. So we was like, what the hell has just happened? Like, what is going on? There was fear in so many people, but with me, it wasn't fear as such, it was adrenaline, as if to say, you know, okay, you can cry about this later, but right now you need to be safe and just go and get out of here. So I've walked to the car park to get to my car, but right next to my car there was these set of stairs, and by these stairs I noticed like someone's outfit, and I was like, okay, I swear I know who this is. So I've gone straight up the stairs, and it was beer. And obviously I approached her, I asked if she was okay, you know, she gave me a big hug, she was like, I'm glad you're safe. She was with, I think, two or three of, I'm guessing, like her team. You know, but I was a bit baffled as to why, you know, she was out there with all of us, while, you know, obviously we knew that, you know, Ariana's security would have got her out of there straight away. She was just standing there, and she was like, you know, are you safe? Are you able to get home? I was like, yeah, I'm driving, my car is right there. And, you know, I didn't do this because it was beer, because no matter, regardless of who it was, I don't care if I knew you, if I didn't know you. If you needed a lift from there, I would have done it. I did do it for somebody, I really don't remember his name, but, you know, I hope he's doing well now. But she asked me if I could take her back to her hotel. I was like, yeah, of course, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter, come on. As we've got in the car, obviously the car park is just rammed, everyone's trying to leave, like nobody's going anywhere. But when we've finally tried to get out, you know, and like we've drove away from the venue, there were a lot of roads that were blocked off, but there was also just constant police cars and ambulances driving past us going towards the venue. And at this point, like, obviously I knew it was a bomb, but when I saw all that, I was like, okay, this is really, really, really serious. And then that's when I started getting messages of everybody. My phone was non-stop going off. So once I, you know, dropped beer off, I finally then drove back to my hotel, but I refused to stay there. I didn't want to stay there on my own, because then it finally started to hit me what had just happened. I didn't feel safe at all. Obviously, again, Manchester, a place I've never been to before, and then my first time there, this happens. So I didn't sleep until I got home on the 23rd, which was around 8 PM. So I was literally up for about 36 hours non-stop. I cried every day for a good few weeks. I still went to One Love Manchester. As you can see, I'm wearing my jumper. But I wanted to show my support to, you know, the victims' families and the victims themselves. You know, as you can see, I donated, and no matter how scared I was there to show my support. But I also went with one of my closest friends, and I went with my mum, because I refused to go on my own. I mean, concerts, they're about, you know, people who love music coming together, you know, on a night that should be one of the best nights of their lives. And, you know, unfortunately, my best night of my life was also one of the worst nights of my life. Even though I'm still here, you know, you don't ever think that you're gonna be in a situation like that, especially in a place like that. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And, you know, that was my experience meeting Ariana, which was like the most amazing thing that's ever happened in my life, and her show, which was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And then, you know, once the show had done, that was like the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. And then obviously I'm still dealing with that day after day, and I hope that everybody who went, and, you know, anybody who was injured and survived are, you know, getting over it and are doing well. I know there's a lot of people that have already gotten back out there and have already gone to their first concert back in Manchester, and, you know, I'm so proud of everyone who's managed to do that. And obviously anybody who hasn't yet and is like me, you know, will get there. I mean, it's just going to take some time, but, you know, everybody heals at their own rate. So yeah, as I said, that is my experience and the Manchester attack and the aftermath. So thanks for listening, and we will see you in our next video.